Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking that they can't lose. Bill Gates. My friends, we say that about a market that is just going up, 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 up. We've seen that if we look back on our charts on the S&P or on the NASDAQ 100, where we've had those times where for weeks, no matter when you jumped in, the market just kept going up and people think they are geniuses in bull markets. Then in bear markets, they think they can't ever get a break. And of course, if you know how to play inverse funds, which we teach you how to do. In fact, I'm going to put the inverse fund, let's say it's called Inverse Funds, How to Make Money When Markets Crash. I'm going to put that at the end of today's video. Follow that link. You'll get a lot out of it. Let's go ahead and jump into these charts. Stocks are up. Everything else is down. Now, stocks aren't knocking it out of the park. In fact, as we look at the S&P, we can see that again, it's pushing up on the 2-day chart right up to, this is the Thursday, Friday. It'll finish drawing in just a few minutes. I'm doing this a little early today. Had a death in the family and have to go to a funeral out of town. But it's like 3:30 right now. So about 30 minutes before the markets close. Could be something dramatic happen. Probably not. But what do we see here? Green up 2-day candle, spinning top, green up candle for the week. Again, just pushing right up on that line. We can see on the half day where it's just pushed up to it and is slowly falling off. Hasn't crossed over, going down yet on either the 2-day or the half day. That is the weekly trend line. And again, smaller week, stopping here on the prior high, going back to the 8th of July. And just isn't pushing above it. Now, what does that tell us about this week? Well, unless we have a lot more volume, we're never going to get up to average volume. So we'll continue to wait, watch, and see. If nothing else affects this market, it could slide along another week or so going down. Something could trigger it to smash up. But again, we don't have any kind of trigger on it that is going to pull us out of it at this point. Again, we went long when things turned around. Our trading chart was not the S&P 500. In fact, our chart was the NASDAQ, and we'll switch to that now. How has that ended the week up? Again, not reaching the high of last week, nowhere near where things topped before, back on the week beginning the 8th of July. Smaller candle. We can see where on the 2-day chart, we've got a doji now, lots of indecision, tending down. The half-day chart is below it. We just have a green candle here. Now, where does that lead us? Well, if you went ahead and took your profits at one time the ATR, that is okay. Again, little iffy right here. I don't fault anyone for going ahead and pulling the trigger out of the trade. Not feeling comfortable with where it's lingering, not a problem at all to take what you have made at this point and close it because you don't feel comfortable with it. It is up 1% for the day. It's hard to see on these Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. That's why we always look at what the percentage is each day. That's 0.95%. But again, we see some weakness here on this up move. Doesn't mean that it ends. It is still green, so you're still good to go with great caution. Where are we on 20-year U.S. government bonds? They are down again today. 2 days in a row, down 0.68% again. Another ceiling here appears to be bouncing off. We've got a green spinning top, lots of indecision. However, not lots of volume. Same on the 2-day. It is a little spinning top there. Most of the movement is on the wick is down. But again, it's pushed through the weekly trend line, as has the half day, going on 2 days now. Stronger down in the afternoon than it was in the morning. And again, 0.68%. We don't have a trade on 20-year U.S. government bonds because there's no volume to tell us what the price means. That's the way I like to look at it. And we do have a good volume training for all the subscribers. You go to chartingwealth.com, sign up. What you get every day is the email of the daily reviews, the once-a-week weekly review and forecast, and you get a special training each and every day. And the training today is on volume. It's our best volume training. Helps you understand volume like Jesse Livermore did. That's the person we've dedicated the latest book to that I was proofing for going to printing. in the next couple of weeks. We'll keep you posted. All our Patreon members will receive a free copy. So let's see where we are. 0.72% down on gold. Gold again is, sort of hitting a top here too. It's just not going higher. The high last week, I've said this several times, I think every day this week, 234.01 this week, 233.61, staying there. We can see where the half day, down in the morning, further down in the afternoon, sitting right there on the weekly trend line, green spinning top on the 2-day. No volume to write home about here on the 2-day. The weekly's almost gotten up to volume, but not quite. So we'll continue to track gold and see which way it's going to go. These markets, you can see the volume overall decreasing on gold on the weekly chart for the last 3 weeks after it hit the highest volume here since the beginning of August, on that first full week in August, beginning the 5th of August, where we had a lot of indecision but high volume. And then the market decided to go a little higher. So we'll continue to watch, wait and see which way gold goes. You can see everything's pushing up. We had 3 weekly vertical crossovers. I believe 1 was up, 2 were down. It is just a lackluster week with nothing pushing anything. So we'll continue to keep an eye on things and see if this next week, as we get into it, does anything for any of these markets, stocks, bonds, gold. And let's last go to Bitcoin, down 0.58%. You can see where Bitcoin hit its interim high back here on Monday, the 26th, in the morning and afternoon. And then since then's been rolling over. And of course, down today, we're below that weekly trend line on the half day and the 2-day. And we went from a green spinning top to almost a doji, sitting right there on that trend line. Not a whole lot in the way of volume on the 2-day or the weekly. And again, everything just sort of seems to be hanging there, waiting for some catalyst to move it one way or the other. What does that mean? It means we hang tight, friends. We don't do stupid stuff when we can't tell which way things are going to go. Always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. Never hesitate to reach out to us. You have questions, problems, concerns, we're always happy to hear from you. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.